Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know about the new upcoming season of Go Battle League. Now, this Go Battle League season is called Memories in Motion, and I got to take a look at some of the updates that we can expect, and there's some very interesting stuff that we can take a look at. Now, to start with, the season is going to be beginning Tuesday, March the 3rd at the usual time, 1 p.m. Pacific. And let's quickly go through the cups before we get to what everyone's going to care about, which is the move updates. Starting off, we have the Great League and Kanto Cup. I feel like it's been a very long time since we had Kanto Cup, so pretty happy to have Kanto Cup back. Then Ultra League and the Spring Cup, Master League and the Jungle Cup, a triple rotation, Great League and Electric Cup. It's been a bit since we've had Electric Cup. Then Ultra League and Fantasy Cup, Master League and I believe the Spring Cup for a second time, triple rotation, Fantasy Cup, Jungle Cup. A Catch Cup is back with Master League. Now, that's not something that I'm a big fan of seeing, but the final 2 weeks being triple rotations is pretty nice because that should be pretty good if people are trying to make last-second legend pushes. So, a Master League and Catch Cup, definitely not great in my eyes, but 2 final weeks being triple rotation is pretty nice. Oh, interesting. Okay, now this is new. Okay, so they have a Memories in Motion Go Battle League events, Daily Discoveries Go Battle Thursday. Thursdays between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. Starting with Memories in Motion, different days of the week will have a daily discovery experience associated with it each week. Up to 4x Stardust from win rewards, and the maximum sets you play per day increase from 5 to 10. So every Thursday next season, we have double the sets. That's kind of cool. So instead of just having a specific Go Battle week, then every Thursday, you just get double the battles. The rank up encounters, Pikachu Libre is back, Legend is back, ranked seasons are back, and I could not be more happy. The Go Battle League Time for Research Pass is back as well, Rare XL, and the Elite TMs. This is the Legend pose. Let's see it. Inspired by Blue. Okay, you know what? It's an animated pose, and I genuinely kind of like that pose. We will take that. We have all of our cup rules, but this is what we care about. Low kick. Low kick it looks like going to be buffed to a Metal Sound clone. Now this is a pretty big buff for quite a few Pokemon. We are talking Annihilate, we're talking Chestnut, Keldeo as far as the Master League. So low kick getting buffed to a Metal Sound clone is a pretty big deal. This does set the stage in my eyes for potentially counter getting gutted, and it would allow Annihilate to compete in a very different way. Annihilate would be faster, I believe it would be 5-4 to Rage Fist, but it would have significantly less fast move pressure. So it would really make it play very differently to what it currently does. As far as something like a Chestnut, finally having a fighting fast move would be very, very nice for it, because Chestnut kind of struggling against steel types has always been kind of a very big negative for it. For the Master League, Keldeo has wanted a real fast move. Non-stab Poison Jab is not a real fast move, and it finally has it. So that is a really big win. Next up, we have Mudshot. Mudshot is currently at 4-8 parameters. Looks like it's going to 3-9. So Mudshot will be a current Psycho Cut clone. This does mean that there's less damage on Mudshot, but Pokemon like Swampert will get their 5-4 pacing back. This is pretty big for Pokemon like Swampert, as I just mentioned. You also have Landorus and the Master League benefiting from this change, potentially Ultra League Greedent returning to form. So with the Mudshot getting its pacing back in exchange for lower damage, I do think that we'll see quite a few more Mudshot Pokemon return. Next up, Psycho Cut. I guess Mudshot will not be a Psycho Cut clone because Psycho Cut is getting buffed. Psycho Cut going from 3 damage to 4. Now, a Psycho Cut buff is definitely going to be a plus for Pokemon like Master League Mewtwo, you have Cresselia, and if you're on the spicier side of things, maybe Gallade, or I guess Medicham as well. So Medicham getting a little bit of extra fast move pressure here. Now this one, I am kind of worried about. Waterfall is getting a rework. Damage going from 12 to 11, energy generation increased. Now, currently Waterfall's parameters are 12-8. There is not an 11-9 move in the game. I'm hoping it goes to 11-9. If it goes to 11-10, it would be a Fire Spin clone, and then a Lomomola would be absolutely busted. Well, let me rephrase. Alomomola would have exceedingly strong zero shield matchups. Like, you would have like a 70% zero shield win rate. I imagine in the 1s and 2s, it would be not as strong, but I'm assuming it's not going to end up being 11-10 and they'll have it as 11-9. But that's just something to watch for, is once we do get this information when the season starts, figuring out if it's a Fire Spin clone or not will be very, very good. A Pokemon that would really like to benefit from this change is going to be Kyogre. Kyogre's pacing currently is so bad. So Kyogre losing a little bit of that fast pressure in exchange for extra energy generation is a really nice update for Kyogre. Kyogre, definitely a big fan of this change. Next up, Wing Attack, energy generation increased. Man, this update does definitely come with a lot of surprises. Energy generation increased. This potentially means that a lot of the flyers that had been killed off by Wing Attack getting gutted could look to be back, including one of my favorite Pokemon, Golbat. I would love to see Golbat back. This could see a return to form for a Pokemon like Noctowl now that it does have cheaper Shadow Ball. Other Wing Attack Pokemon, you'd be talking about potentially Charizard, although Charizard now has a ton of viable fast moves, so I don't know if Charizard would be running Wing Attack. Obviously, time will tell. You have other Wing Attackers like Gligar, because I know Gligar obviously currently runs Fury Cutter, but if Wing Attack is back, then Gligar or Gliscor could potentially consider running Wing Attack. Now, me mentioning Gliscor is me knowing that Gliscor is getting a bunch of updates lower on in this list. So Gliscor, a Pokemon to keep your eye on. Drain Punch getting a huge buff from 20 to 40. I still don't think this moves the needle enough to where it would be a move that you can run. There's a lot of Pokemon that learn Drain Punch. It was given very wide distribution, like Incineroar, Quagsire, Sableye have it, but I still don't think this really moves the needle. Heat Wave, going from 95 power to 75 power, and energy cost decreased. Now this could, in my eyes, go one of two ways. If it's 75-50, then it ends up being a Sky Attack clone. But I think what's probably more likely is they end up putting it at 75-45. Now 75-45 would be a Rock Slide clone or a Surf clone. And if that's the case, then there's some Pokemon that get bait moves for the first time ever. Now, I'm going to be pulling up the Heat Wave distribution on my second monitor here. Pokemon that get Heat Wave, we are looking at Armarouge, Ceruledge, Centiskorch. We have Emboar, Macargo, Kanto Moltres. So Kanto Moltres gets its cheapest fire move ever. Noivern, although Noivern still needs a better fast move. Rapidash, Staraptor, Therian Tornadus, and Unfezant. So not an amazing list, but what I can say is Heatwave is getting larger distribution as we go down the list. Next up, Sandtomb getting a pretty massive buff. Oh my goodness, 25 damage to 40. This is going to be a buff to Forretress. This is going to be a buff to like a Garchomp of the world, where Garchomp unfortunately kind of got messed up by the fact that Dragon Claw got reworked. A Torterra buff. However, don't worry, because there are nerfs on this list too. And if we scroll down here, Mudslap is getting nerfed. We are finally getting the nerfs that I have been waiting for such a long time. So Twister is getting reworked to an Aqua Jet clone. So 70-45, or sorry, 70-40 as an Aqua Jet clone. So Twister is, it doesn't have a super large distribution currently, but I do know that Twister is going to be getting a larger distribution as part of this update. Gabite has it, Gyarados has it, Fearow has it, Pidgeotto. So I don't think there's a ton of valuable Pokemon that learn it right now, but it is getting a larger distribution. Voltackle is getting buffed. I had to double check because I didn't even know Voltackle was in the game. But Voltackle, it's a legacy move for a certain costumed Pikachu. So this one doesn't really matter just because only a costumed Pikachu has it. Now let's get to the nerfs. Bullet Punch getting a nerf. This is a direct nerf to Shadow Scizor. Shadow Scizor has been so oppressive, and the developers decided it's time. We've got to rein in Shadow Scizor just a little bit. Mudslap nerf from 12 to 11. Mudslap losing some of its fast move pressure. The Smackdown nerf. Let's go. What a great day. Get out of here, Bastiodon. Bastiodon losing some of its damage. And next we have a Mud Bomb nerf. Mud Bomb going from 60 to 65 power, but energy cost increased. This is a very similar rework to what they did with the Aerial Ace. If you get an increase in 5 damage and an increase in 5 energy cost, that is a nerf. It is making the move more expensive, and it is reducing the move's damage per energy. So this is a targeted nerf, I would assume, at Whiscash, because Whiscash is getting, obviously, the Mud Chop buff, and to Unova Stunfisk. Seeing fewer Unova Stunfisk would definitely be a big plus in my eyes, so I'm very happy at this nerf. I'm very happy at all these nerfs, to be honest. Night Slash, the user's attack increase has been lowered. No more +2 Night Slash boosts. It's only going to be +1. And then finally, the Rock Tomb nerf. Probably not the Rock Tomb nerf that people were hoping for, if I can be honest. It takes it from 80 to 75 damage. There'll still be guaranteed debuffs, but suddenly a lot of these Rock Tomb users, their neutral matchups won't be as convincing. I'm honestly, if they were going to nerf Rock Tomb, I think this was probably the way to do it. I really dislike chance debuffs. So making it just a worse move in terms of damage per energy, but preserving its ability to guarantee debuff, I think is a plus. The first attack availability update, we have Gliscor. Gliscor is getting triple buffed in this update. Someone called Decibel Viper, Wing Attack getting rebuffed, Sand Tomb getting a bunch of extra damage, and now Acrobatics, one of the best flying charge attacks in the game. Kanto Moltres getting access to Fly. Kanto Moltres also triple buffed, Wing Attack, Heat Wave, and Fly. So they are really trying to make Gliscor and Kanto Moltres be a reality. Except they have Scolipede getting access to Aqua Tail. This one, I don't think does much for Scolipede. Maybe there'll be a certain limited meta in which this move makes sense, but at least as a base outlook, I don't really get this change, but I don't mind it either. Is Pokemon getting coverage is always cool. Next up, we have Volcanion. Volcanion now learning Scald. This is a big improvement for Volcanion. Currently, Volcanion was stuck on non-stab Sludge Bomb as its bait move. Now it gets access to a full same type attack bonus moveset, where it can run Incinerate, Scald, and Overheat. And this would give Volcanion incredibly strong 0 and 1 shield matchups. Now, in the 2s, it's probably going to get overrun just because its pacing isn't the greatest. Like Scald as your cheapest move, you still don't have incredible pacing, but all in all, this is a really nice update for Volcanion. Next up, we have Heracross. Heracross getting access to the fast attack Fury Cutter. Now, Heracross, it unfortunately lost its fast move when Counter got nerfed. So for Heracross, it's stuck on Counter and Struggle Bug. With Fury Cutter, Heracross could now be kind of interesting. Heracross is Upper Hand and Mega Horn, so it already has a pretty good moveset across the board. And next up, we have the Heat Wave distribution. This is going to Pidgeot getting steel coverage, Zapdos getting steel coverage, and Togetic getting steel coverage. So that is incredibly cool. Oh my goodness. Togetic, one of its biggest flaws has been no ability to hit steel. Same with Pidgeot. And with Pidgeot getting the Wing Attack rebuffed, I'm also very sad because all my Pidgeots are currently Elite TM'd on Gust. If I have to Elite TM them back to Wing Attack, I'm going to have to do more routes to try and get more Elite Fast TMs. But this is a pretty big plus for all of these mons. Next up, we have Camerupt getting access to Scorching Sands. So Scorching Sands on Camerupt, it does mean that Camerupt will have a slightly more efficient ground type charge attack, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe currently Camerupt has Earth Power. So getting Scorching Sands would be pretty nice because it gives it the ability to double up, which is something that Camerupt would really want to do. Next up, we have Rotom getting access to Leaf Storm. Now this is instant top meta. It's not actually top meta, but it would be cool if Rotom was top meta one day. But this is a nice update for Rotom. I don't think it really moves the needle, but we have Articuno next. Articuno getting Powder Snow. Articuno currently is stuck on Ice Shard. We know how bad Ice Shard is. Ice Shard is extremely mediocre and is kept extremely mediocre just to keep Dugong from being busted. But with Articuno getting Powder Snow, this is a nice update for this mon. Articuno's moveset, it can run some combination of like Icy Wind, Triple Axle, Ancient Power, or Hurricane. And now it gets a way better fast move. Heracross getting Rock Tomb. Oh, so potentially Heracross could run Fury Cutter, Upper Hand, and Rock Tomb. That's a really cool moveset for Heracross. Okay, so Heracross stocks are definitely up. Camerupt getting access to Rock Tomb. Camerupt getting 250 energy charge moves. Let's go, Camerupt. Marshadow getting Shadow Claw. Man, Marshadow has like every good fast move in the game. It already has Sucker Punch and Counter, and now it gets Shadow Claw. That's very cool for Marshadow. That will give Marshadow the ability to still be a Lunala killer, but its fast move won't be resisted by Zacian, so that's a nice update. Plant Cloak Wormadam getting Sucker Punch. Sandy Cloak Wormadam getting Sucker Punch, and Trash Cloak Wormadam getting Sucker Punch. Now, this does give all of these Wormadams coverage. I don't know how much it's going to move the needle because their charge attacks are not well suited for an open grading format, but they have them. And finally, to round it out, the Twister distribution. They're giving it to Flygon. They're giving it to Garchomp. They're undoing the destruction of Garchomp and Flygon. As Garchomp and Flygon, they both have Dragon Tail and now the newly buffed Mudshot. They're going to have a cheap, efficient Dragon move in Twister, and they should now actually kind of be back. I'm very, very excited for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching today's video, please do support the channel by leaving a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And an extra special thank you as always to our channel members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is sincerely appreciated. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.